Namaste. So basically, we are going to deal with something new or something which we already know, how to organize my resources because we have abundance of resources and information, how to organize them. Basically, we come across this scenario and we are posed with some questions. Why is it such a headache to keep papers and files in order and then actually find them later? On the computer, how do we deal with the endless floods of files we keep saving? When we really need something, why is it always so hard to find it? And can there be a smarter way? We are trying to find the answer for this. So file management system can be looked in different ways. So here we are going to look in three ways. First is the traditional methods, what we normally do, the physical system or maybe the computer that we are using. Then the semi-digital system, which is a kind of a new way of sorting out para method, a digital file system. A third is fully automated with the help of an application. So first, traditional methods, what we try to do normally or what we are doing it. We'll just look into that. So as students, we know the value of information, our formation stages, novitiate, juniorate, degree, and PG studies, philosophy, regency, theology are full of notebooks, documents, collections, reflections, and readings. These could be various resources like printed materials, written documents, music, images, movies. Traditionally and normally, we kept these in physical file system. Books, papers, folders, shells, pen drives, etc. CD, everything had its place. So something like this, when we put together everything, it looks like a clustered way, but some of us may arrange it in a better way. The strength of the physical system was its tangibility. We could walk into our room or open a shelf and see everything in order. But the weakness was obvious. A file could only exist in one place, maybe in one book or one sheet. If we wanted a material in both spiritual reflection, academic notes, and personal experience, we had to make multiple copies or waste time moving it around from one to the other place. Maybe our system is something organized, well organized. It look aesthetically pleasing, practically how easy it is. When the digital world came, things improved. File Explorer, digital storage devices, search options, and cloud storage. Now we could create endless folders and subfolders, and searching is faster. But the old rigidity remained. One file is equal to one folder path. If you wanted the same file for two projects, we duplicate it, and chaos followed. Over time, our system became messy, something like draft final 2, then again revised, and final draft, and so on. Something like this. We have a folder, we create multiple folders in different names. Maybe a pattern we give, or else maybe another name we give, or else one folder, subfolders, and subfolders based on different namings we give. So whether physical or digital, the traditional file system is hierarchical and rigid. We put order, but it is rigid. It reflects order, but not the flexibility where one document, one thought can belong to multiple contexts at once. I'll show you an example where I am following the regular normal file system. Uh, it is something of this sort. In one side, the graph shows how the files get clustered over the time, but this is basically what it is. Uh, Here we have the normal thing. When I am studying in the first PTH, I collected the notes. It under different things. With different courses, I started collecting. It multiplies. So many files comes. Then second year, again, collections are added up. Third year, again, a little more collections. Then I found that theology needs another collection. All these things are. So basically, what we see here is how the file system are. All these things are files, so at the end, some look like a bit complicated. This is a graphical view just to get a glimpse of it. So this some system have now okay. It different colors as it belongs to what types. Now normal system is in update. So now we go for the semi-digital or PARA para method. Actually, this idea comes from a person called Tiago Forte. I was reading it, and he has experience in life how to organize things. Then he came across a semi-digital thing. He calls it as a second brain, because our brains are meant to produce ideas, not to remember things. So he built a system to remember things, to feed it, and to retrieve it. That's basically it's a book. So idea is taken from there. There he mentioned a method called para. So this is where the modern people like Tiago Forte step in. The book Building a Second Brain, he mentions the para method. So what is para method? Rather than putting our files or the folders or the resources into particular stages of formation, years of formation, categories, what he says, how actionable a file is, a resource is. So there are some files which we are working at present. It can be called immediate action. So it comes as a project. What are the projects that we are engaging? There is a deadline for this. Maybe a course could be a project. Maybe the dissertation could be a project. Maybe an assignment could be a project. Or anything could be a project with a short deadline, which means project gets over fast. So that information is relevant immediately. Next thing is areas. Areas are a little broader. It could end or it could go on. You are interested in certain areas, so you collect the data into that thing, that areas. It enlarges. Maybe as you are studying, geology is an interested area, but time span is a little longer. So you collect things in there, and the resources are. It need not have a deadline. Maybe you are reading something and you found these materials are resources without any time frame. Then you think, okay, maybe you are interested in literature, so you collect the data, you keep it the source. And what is archives? There are certain projects or areas you are interested at certain times, and after sometimes you found that it is not useful for me, I don't need it. So what you do is a file moves from project after the deadline. It could go to areas, a little more broader thing, and even it could go up to resources where you may think it is required, and it moves a further steps like archive. It's just like putting in a basket in the archives, and you are not deleting it. When the time comes, and in the future time comes when you need, you take it from the archive. So this is the Tiago Forte para method. PARA, projects, areas, resources, archives. This is one method. We have to do it manually. So PARA stands for projects, short-term efforts with clear outcomes like a dissertation, homily, presentation, faith and revelation course. One example. The areas, long-term responsibilities like teaching, studies, finances, skills, third year BTS also could be there. Resources, topics of ongoing interest like theology, philosophy, Greek, scripture could be there. Archives, inactive material, things we have done with but may revisit. Old notes, collection of memories, old assignments, my writings could be there in this. For example, as a Jesuit student, a draft or dissertation goes into projects. Notes on Christology belongs to areas. Our Vatican document sit in resources. Under theology, references could be there. Old assignments, study handout, courses move into archives once we are done. One model of doing it, what I have done or what I have been doing a little bit is something like this. Inbox is something that it's my or this added. So basically it's a projects. So in the projects, digital learning, that's what this video is about. I have made a project. This is it. So the first of that thing is how to organize my resources. So I have made a script. I have put all these slides, the details there. There it comes. Then dissertation is another project. Then areas, if I'm interested, at present I don't have this demo thing. And resources. Holy Bible is a resource. So different Bibles I just put just to show that thing. And once something is over, I could move into archives. So what I'm saying is the magnanimity of the file size is something this. It contains more than 1,000, 3,000 files. Just for them, we don't have to worry about the files or the number of them. We can just through the so basically, okay, one folder, digital learning is another folder, and under this folder we put the resource. Could put you put PDFs, your own writing or some screenshot or whatever comes there. That's the thing. So now this is a leap forward compared to traditional system because it reflects the dynamic flow of life information. It respects the reality that we are not just storing files. We are building a second brain, a system outside ourselves that extends our memory and thinking. So when I need, I can get it back. It's an extended memory. But even has a problem. We still have to decide every single time where should we put this file, project, resource, area. So it is our effort, but we know where it is kept. It is in our system. No one else is having access. So it's a private thing, but we have to manually do it. That decision fatigue adds up. And when our digital life grows large, para can itself become overwhelming. So now number of file increases, you go through that tension. So here we have come to another thing, fully automated file system. There are many ways. So we are looking into Zotero, one example. This is where Zotero becomes a game changer. Zotero removes the burden of deciding where to put things. It works as a fully automated file system manager. So Zotero is basically a research tool that we are using for our file system storage management. So you just search for Zotero in the internet, you will be taken into this website. This is their website, your personal research assistant. You will see it is available for Windows, Mac OS, even Android. Android means the mobile phones. And once you have downloaded, you can install. It's a free software, basically a research resource manager, but we are using it as a file system manager. So once you have downloaded, it will be something like this. On the left side you can see the library, how it is functioned, and the middle you can see the files as such, and on the right side you can see the details of the file. So this is their website, and you will get a little bit of information as you search. You can actually bring the resources with a with a click in the website. It's in the automatic collection, and you organize in your own way. And basically it's a citation research thing. So citation, the output, or the when the time comes you can cite it, you can do these things. And the syncing is there. It's a free software up to 300 MB free storage, but hardly we may need it. But in case if we need it, online storage is a paid thing, but there are ways of handling it. Collaborate freely, that's also comes under the syncing online thing. And this is a free resource. Okay, so you can go for the download option. So when you go for the download option, it will be shown that you download for your version. Mostly it will be like Mac or Windows. Mostly our system will be 64-bit installer, depends on the uh, working system. Automatically it comes what is your system there, then you just download it. Mostly it is 64. That's I just suppose. Then is Zotero connector, whichever browser you are using. uh, Depends on, mostly we are using Chrome or Edge, some may use Firefox connector. So these are the browsers that we normally use. You download it and install it. It works like an extension. And the thing is, it is even available for the Apple devices as well as the Android devices. Go to the Google Play Store, you are able to download, and you can connect one account with many devices, like multiple devices. In case if it is needed, you can do it. Otherwise, also one device is sufficient because it's a kind of a offline file system that we are speaking of. So once you downloaded the Zotero, it shows something like this. On the left, the entire files, the collections, and here you can see some of the uh, tags. So each book is tagged, and one tag could be present in many books. These are the storage thing. These are the details. Depends on what kind of file it is. The resource, the detail varies. You could be a simple PDF, article, a website, YouTube video, even a video or a movie or a photo. or like maybe a WhatsApp chat or any chat or email or whatever it is, or your own personal writings can be categorized here. So why do I suggest Zotero? There are many other alternatives like Mendeley, Notion, EndNote, Google Drive, OneDrive, but I choose Zotero because of some reasons. It is free, it's an open source, it is offline, as well as when the need comes, we can make it into online because of the 300 MB online storage. Basically, this is a PDF manager and it's a reference manager. When you write something for the academic thing, it's a reference manager, very useful. It's not so complicated in terms of file storage management. It automatically does something and it automatically generates the data if it is in the file. It's very good at citation. So now we are for the dissertation and all, we are asked to do the Thurabian style. So manually do we there are errors, but using a software it's much easier because it has an integration with the Microsoft Words that which we are using as well as Google Docs. So it's very easy to connect these things, and as well as Obsidian. That's another tool which I am using, and basically it's an academic tool. That's why I use these things. Other things are paid things, or else it is stored in the cloud or in the thing. So when the need comes, you need an internet. Your files, not all the files are safe to put elsewhere. It's good to have a device which can be stored, and basically our computer may have a storage. Mine is only 256 GB computer, but the thing is none of these files will cross that much of an amount unless you download or keep the movies. PDF and all is much lesser. EPUB is still further file size lesser, which means thousands of files could be stored in your devices. So some features of Zotero. One is it has got a central library. Instead of multiple folders, everything goes into one Zotero library. No anxiety where it belongs. I'll show you how it is. Second is collection as playlist. Like Spotify playlist, a single file can live in multiple collections at once, which means one file can go into different collections. A PDF on Karl Rahner can be in theology papers, Christology, philosophy research, or dialogue without a duplication. That's possible. Then tags for plus flexible context. Tags are like post-it notes. We can tag a file Greek, patristic, 4th century Jesuit interest later. Any tag search, bring it up instantly. Automated metadata. Some of the files are metadata means it is the details or the description or the information that file contains. Some of the files has got its own metadata built in, but we cannot read it. Zotero will read it. Even the file name is something like scan means that's a manual thing, but in the PDF or some book's name, automatically it generates. As well as you can collect the details from the online itself with the one click. So you don't have to manually put it if the resources are already available in the web. Then thing is, it can even search inside of a PDF, but it cannot show exactly where it is taken from. It can show you that the word that you are searching contains inside a PDF, so it will show the PDF. It's a kind of sorting out. It's much easier. So now it's a powerful resource manager. This is a very handy tool when we do research or write articles and papers. Powerful and free reference manager. This could be integrated with Microsoft Word, Google Documents. So instead of us worrying about which folder, which para category, or which drive, Zotero says just drop it. I'll handle it for you. Now I'll just show you how I have put that into my Zotero. So basically, I have a library here, and the library contains a number of files. It's called the demo. I just put all the files in together, and there are files which has got metadata and which doesn't have. See, it depends on the item that we are adding. It automatically puts a symbol for this. It means a book. This means could be an article, images I don't have. So it creates a parent item, an information file, as well as it adds the other thing as an attachment. So this is my library. All the files are here. And this is stored in your computer where Zotero is saved, and these are individual folders, but we are not worried about the folders, how it is saved, that Zotero will manage. So there is no clash. Two files can have the same name, doesn't matter because Zotero saves it. So what we are worried about is not where it is saved, how it is saved, and what are the details. So these are the files inside the Zotero. These are the collections. I made a demo collection, just something like and just for a reading purpose, something like this. Then you can how to create a thing is go to my library, click on this new collection will come. So we will create as a test or the new collection. So a collection is it's not where the file is saved, but the details of file is linked like a clip. And how to add the file? There are different ways. This is a manual way. You go here, you select it, and you put the details and attach the file. We can learn it little later, but this is basically thing. This is something like a automatic thing. If you know the ISBN number or DOI or a website thing, you can just put it. And this is mostly we may need add files. So you click on this thing, it will take you to the browser. Suppose you have got number of files, maybe your study materials, first year, second year, third year theology study materials you have got. I'll just to do a demo. It may be a little slow, but open it. I'm doing a number of files, okay, not one file. So automatically it is attaching the file first. Uh, then on the right side you can see it's already getting the names, extracting the names. Sometimes I'll push it to this side. So all that depends on the performance of the computer. Since I'm recording this, it's a little slow. It's working hard. Okay. So this work will continue. Even if you put 100 files, it will take its own time, a little thing, and after that it will sort out the details. It is identifying, and Zotero itself has a got a reader, which means PDF can be read in this thing. Even annotation is possible. Even screenshot of all this possible. EPUB also can be read in this. You can make notes on a particular whatever you are reading. You can make your own notes, your own highlights. So it's much easier when you need. When the time comes, you can take it back. So it's just loading, and when it loads, you will see a little more. So like for demo, this I have done almost the same file. See, automatically it has taken all the details, and the details are already populated automatically, ISB and all these things. When we are citing, basically what we need the name of the file, author, when it is, the publisher, the place, automatically it generates. It has even collected the ISBN and the file is attached. You can see the file is attached. Okay, this will be stored in your computer and you can make notes here. You can make notes here, and for some place, I think Catechism of the Catholic Church, see, automatically some details are missing. If it is missing, if you can put it. It even extracted the abstract of it. Okay, attachment is given, so PDF, and it shows from where it is. And the tags are like, you have got a book and you remember this books mainly speaks of one category or two three category, then you put as a tag. So these are the tags you can see. So what is the use of a tag is, I have read many books. Suppose I have read many books, and then I have tagged these books into different categories, and one thing is the Catholic Church. So the moment I click on this thing, it will show all the books which is tagged as Catholic Church. Suppose I don't want it, I want happiness, another things. So Ikigai, another book has come. Only few books I have. Then Liberation Theology is like a theology of liberation history. Gutierrez, another book. This for demo I just put. So Jesus Christ, Christology, there's a book, but particularly mentioned. These are auto-generated tags, which I means I haven't generated. You can put it, right? It doesn't matter. So our system is working. System is working. Okay. Test file as we go. Since I'm recording, it's a bit slow. Otherwise, automatically it generates the data. Generate means, okay, I suppose it may come anytime. So that basically it. I think we can learn Zotero a little more better in the next time coming time. So basically what I'm showing is a file system storage. We can look into. So once again, you know, it reduces our burden. First thing, physically, first I'm thinking how many notebooks I should have, and if so many notebooks are there, what do I do? How to do the physical thing. Second thing, I showed you how I arrange in the first year, second year, third year the notes. Then I showed you the method like a para method. Uh, okay, for us, Okay, then I showed you the para method that shows how to organize things with your own effort. And Zotero, I was just importing the data and putting a tag. I'm not worried about how I studied it in the first year, second year, third year. Is it connected with theology or philosophy? I'm not worried. I just put tag based on my purpose. So basically, it is how we find a meaningful system, how we use it. For us who study or anyone who looks for how to store and retrieve information, this is liberating, very easy thing. No more lost files, no more mental clutter. Sotero becomes not only a reference manager but also a digital filing cabinet, bookshelf, and a library assistant combined. The genius is this. Sotero respect both order and fluidity. On the left side, you can see there is an order, as well as you can see the fluidity. Depends on the need. It gives the structure we need, but without lacking files, without locking files into rigid hierarchies. So all we think about is the need or purpose of that information when the time comes. When the need comes, you just search for it. It does the work for you. Basically, the conclusion or what I'm trying to say is, as a recap, is physical and digital traditional system gave us structure but trapped us in rigidity. Para showed us a new way organized by purpose rather than hierarchy. Sotero takes it one step further, a fully automated file system manager where we don't worry about storage decisions. For us, especially in academic and religious life, Sotera isn't just a tool, it's a companion that keeps our intellect and spiritual resources organized, accessible, and alive. So basically, that's about the file system manager. There are different ways. You may be using a new methodology or you may be using your own time-tested methodology, but all I try to do is show you a new way of thinking or new way of putting. This system may change in the future, but I'm trying to use this thing that I found meaningful. It may help you as you proceed. So thank you.